And that's how I legally sold my grandmother on eBay. We appear to still be stuck up here. Say, did I ever tell you about the time when I told you about the time Roseanne brought her horrible family to Disney World?
Can we please just talk about something else?
I first released that video September 6, 2013.
Previously on Breakfast with Conspiracy Guy.
I'm out of Urkelos.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Blues Traveler! Ah, Roseanne, the watershed, critically acclaimed, Emmy-winning, #1 rated program that finally brought the real face of working-class America to primetime and confirmed my long-held suspicion that certifiably crazy people always create the best TV. Sometimes.
I'll just tell you about this one day when I was 16. I was crossing the street to go to school, and of course I had on this dress that I sewed in home ec. And so I step off the curb, and this lady in a car runs me over and drags me 30 feet by the legs, and the hood ornament goes in my head, and I'm like unconscious for about 6 months. Do you want to have sex with me?
As you may have guessed, Disney was a little reluctant to condone product placement in this lunatic, cynical, twisted sitcom.
This better be good, because they're showing that Full House where they think one of those little twins is dying.
And not just because they had recurring nightmares of her destroying animation by voicing a cow.
It's not something anyone would like.
In fact, Roseanne's Disney World episode only came about when the show's producers saw the other two shows and said, fuck it, we want a free trip too.
We had to beg like, we're gonna get free stuff now.
That is the closest thing to artistic integrity we're gonna see on this network. Savor it.
Savor it! And apparently Disney was right to be worried, because Roseanne and her staff were so creeped out by the Disney World experience, they devoted the very next episode to satirizing it mercilessly.
This was right after we went to Disney World, and we came back and we're like, we gotta say something.
We want a free trip! We want a free trip! We want a free... How dare you give us a free trip, you monsters! Well, we are never, ever working for you incorporated monsters again, right, Dan? Dan? Ooh, a cow with attitude. Don't get me wrong, I love the Edelweiss Gardens episode, and trust me, there'll be more on that later, but first I gotta tackle this alleged Disney World place.
People tend to forget just how unfamily-friendly Roseanne was considered at the time, and yet she got a Disney World episode, because especially the world's most selfish, despicable, backstabbing monsters still deserve to wait in line for Big Thunder Mountain right in front of you.
Yet another federal offense I've witnessed in this house.
I mean, if you sent that kind of show to Disney World today...
But how would the Connor family fit in at Disney World? More importantly, how do I fit into reviewing the Connors at Disney World? Even before they made fun of the place, their actual Disney World two-parter was still chock full of dark jokes, cruel jokes, cynical jokes, absurdist jokes, even fourth-wall meta jokes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the role of Becky, originally played by Lisa Goranson, then by Sarah Chalk, then by Lisa Goranson, will be played this evening by Sarah Chalk. The taking of flash photographs or use of recording devices is strictly prohibited.
Compete with that. All I have left to offer are movie clips and pointing out inaccuracies, sometimes both at once.
I was reading about this. You know, this used to all be orange groves.
Wrong coast.
But that's not what one Mr. Walt Disney saw. He saw that lake. He saw that castle.
He mostly saw a giant unfeasible city, the future that never happened before he dropped dead, but on the other hand, movie clip!
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
They get to Disney World because Walter Sobchak here quits his job and gets a big old pension check.
I say we pay half of the bills and split the rest between an aggressive money market and a conservative mutual fund.
See? You barely even needed me for that!
I'll give you 2 hints. Florida and the happiest place on earth.
Universal City.
No, you idiot.
Actually, Roseanne's Disney World 2-parter is more like a Disney World 1-parter because they don't even get there till Part 2. Part 1 is spent planning the trip and flying there.
Big trouble. I've been going over the diner schedule. There's no way we can get out of our shifts. Leon can't work extra hours and Nancy's taken off. There's nothing we can do.
Oh, come on, Andy's mom. Just get Andy's dad. How hard can it be to bust him out of Gitmo?
Finally, in Part 2, they arrive at their luxurious hotel room.
I bet you can't guess where the TV is. Huh? It's in the dresser, man!
Conveniently located off to the side of the bed. Neck realignment, $600.
It's Mickey Mouse!
Josie, but apparently on this network the characters are at the hotels. Referencing other shows, that's the third thing I can do.
The next morning, the family indulges themselves on overpriced mousy foodstuffs.
Man, steak for breakfast. I feel like Merv Griffin.
Dead!
Okay, we're going to be here for 4 days, so remember, we don't have to get out there and see everything at once.
Yeah, let's pace ourselves. Just take it real easy.
I'll show you the life of the mind! I'll show you the life of the mind! I will show you the life of the mind!
It's funny, because John Goodman has had a long, respectable film career. You guys are gonna love my King Ralph jokes.
I'll go wherever as long as I get my sandwich and my beer at lunch.
They don't serve beer in the Magic Kingdom, Dan. They do at Epcot. Go.
I'll show you the death of the liver! I'll show you the death of the liver! I will show you the death of the liver!
Actually, for the DVD release of this season, they couldn't afford When You Wish Upon a Star, so instead they used the most obvious replacement. The 1812 Overture. When you wish upon a star, we'll
Kill you in the face with a cannon!
Is this the beer line?
Oh no, we're just looking at Spaceship Earth.
It's amazing! Isn't it amazing? I could just stand here and look at Spaceship Earth all day. The way it just sits there like that, completely unmoving. Wait, did it just move? No, it didn't just move. It didn't just move! It's okay! You know, I think I'll stand here for the next 30 years just looking. Where'd my kids go? Finally, Dan locates the other half of Epcot and embarks on a pub crawl to the World Showcase's end.
What's your pleasure on this fair spring morning?
That was Shakespeare, wasn't it?
Hi, my name is Ralph, and I'm the king.
See? Told ya.
Give me your best British ale, please.
Right then, is that a half pint, pint, or yard?
What's a yard?
That's one right there.
Now that's the ugliest damn bong I've ever seen.
Believe it or not, this episode does not end with Dan drunkenly crashing a monorail into the France Pavilion. In fact, we don't get much plot at all in this episode, more just a series of gags. Hey, fine by me.
Yeah, man, you guys put the rock in Morocco.
Ironically, these guys have taken many out of Germany. It's just Ger now.
So this German, this is incredible.
See what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps?
So where's that Sergeant Schultz, huh?
These days, I practice a new profession. Bounty hunter.
We apologize for cutting to such a painfully obvious movie clip and instead cut to this totally different movie clip.
So where's that Sergeant Schultz, huh?
These days, I practice a new profession.
No, I said a different movie clip. Like, I don't know, maybe Charles Durning yelling Schultz in To Be or Not to Be or something. Wait, what are you doing? What are you...
Fucking Nazis.
Seriously, I'm the king and my name is Ralph.
Cracks me right up every time. Ralph.
Meanwhile, Roseanne's mother is stuck looking after the babies.
Oh, look at us with the three musketeers. Well, I guess I'm the only one with the stuff to be a nurse, huh?
Yeah, you do seem most likely to die in a coma.
Fair enough.
Zippity-doo, zippity-dee. What a wonderful day.
That's right, kids. When you sing that song in this park, dozens of children materialize. Now stop asking me where they come from.
Our parents abandoned us. Are we adopted yet? Are you a ride?
Yes, everyone seems to be having fun except Darlene, who seems incapable of fun and doesn't want anyone else to have it either.
No more rides.
You know, DJ, I think it would be fun to just spend the rest of the day with Darlene. Just sitting.
You're not going to be just sitting, David. I mean, in a minute, I'm going to have you go fetch me a Coke.
I'm back with your Coke.
I'm melting! Oh, my world!
But that all changes when she's suddenly reminded of a forbidden love.
I'm hugging you! I'm hugging Winnie the Pooh!
And now, the time has come to play everyone's second favorite game show. What does this look like? Introduction, contestants Roseanne, Mikey Insanity, begin! Roseanne, what does this look like?
I'd say it looks like Dumbo the Flying Elephant has broken down.
Dumbo the Flying Elephant has broken down. Very observant answer. Mikey, what do you think this looks like?
It looks like a better time, when the Skyway was working.
better time when the Skyway was working. Both excellent answers.
And both correct! It looks exactly like the Skyway's working and Dumbo isn't!
Join us next week as we continue to scour the images of the world to conclusively determine what does this look like?
Better. Then they ride Big Thunder Mountain, see the fireworks at Epcot, and that's it. No, I'm serious, that's it. No bullshit drama, no dumb heartwarming messages, except maybe when in Disney World stop being a joyless hater and have some goddamn fun. Just a nice, fun, occasionally inexplicable family trip to Walt Disney World. Followed next episode by an even inexplicabler trip to not Disney World, when Leonard Hofflannel here gets a job at the strikingly familiar Edelweiss Gardens.
Hey, look, the guy who founded the joint.
I heard he had himself frozen after he died.
At Edelweiss, we're supposed to be nice all the time.
$5 to park, $30 to get in, and $5 tasteless bunny-shaped hamburgers.
Ma'am, I'm afraid that was no burger. That was a real live bunny rabbit that you saw fit to decapitate with your bare teeth right in front of the children. Then you force-fed me the rest of it. And he wasn't tasteless, he was delicious. You're just picky. But all is not well in Rabbit Valley as this Jur-themed wonderland turns out to be the second happiest brainwashing cult on Earth.
I'll stay and I'll be the best damn... Darn. Hans the Hare there ever was.
Taste test!
Rabbits and geese and goats are not people! They don't sing and dance! They're food!
And it's the fattest, biggest cow ever in the world that's ever lived. I'm so excited to, it's perfect.
I guess the real question is, when you make this kind of parody right after you've earnestly promoted the real thing, does that make the satire more subversive or less? On the one hand, I genuinely admire how they were able to get their free Disney cake and gluttonously eat it too, but on the other hand...
First of all, it is a little repetitive. I mean, what kind of comedy show devotes that many episodes in a row to nothing but theme park jokes? Seriously!
And unfortunately, they just don't go far enough with it. They probably weren't allowed to. I hate to say it, but any hint of real scathing satire was watered down, brought to its knees, and turned disingenuous with a single line of dialogue.
This place wants to be Disney World, but it's just some creepy fascist copy.
Did you think... No, of course not. No, we would never. We were talking about a totally different, rigidly structured, overpriced theme park with walk-around animal characters with alliterative names that a creator is rumored to have had himself frozen. We would never even dream of impugning your wonderful company and its infinite wisdom to cast us as monsters and cows. To reiterate, we would never, ever, ever mock any of your glorious, wonderfully held values, Mr. Disney.
We don't whistle while we work.
Damn.
I'm pregnant.
How? When?
Disney World.
Oh, don't act so surprised, mate. Everyone knows I've had more illegitimate cubs than you've had sandwiches. I don't even bother to wear pants, mate.
Please don't call me mate.
Well, you want to know something else, love?
What else?
This ain't honey!
Oh, God!
Oh my God, you mean that night after the fireworks?
Well, either that or it truly is a magic kingdom.
And lo, the Park Angel Gufriel said unto the Virgin Darlene, truly, this holy child you bear shall be the only son of Walt, thus completing our most convoluted of marketing campaigns. And her boyfriend bought it.
Finally, that's over. I almost starved to death from a lack of cheese there. What's next?
Step by step, day by day,
Bring it.
Michelle, how are you?
And the moral of the story is, Winnie the Pooh really does have 100-acre wood.
Where's my wallet?
When you wish upon a star,
When you wish upon a star,
makes no difference who you are.
makes no difference who